So I made a line so I can line up, I can find the alignment of the exhaust pipe once I weld it, as I'm welding it on. Alright, get one more video in before it gets too dark here. Got the Veloster jacked up so I can take out one of the exhaust lines so that I can add the exhaust cutout. This is the exhaust cutout and the line I chose to take out. Why? I only had one option. I just had to find the one option and figure it out. Basically, to get this guy to fit in there and the whole line to go back in as it was, I had to shift the whole thing down that way towards the back of the car an inch, just one inch, because the way this old piece I took out was in there, it was an inch too short for this. So cut here, shim this up so it would fit, because it seems like they're like a little bit like an 1/8 inch different diameter. So I found some steel shims I had and I put those in so it would work. Just a barely enough gap there to reduce vibration. I think this is like helping, you know, dampen the vibration. But and then yeah, cut and took out an inch here and welded it back an inch shorter. And same here. This is like what it's hanger. It hangs on the rubber, and I had to move it. Let's see, that way 1 inch in line with this. So I just come up with this little farm welded bracket or whatever you want to call it. And so there it is. It's ready to go back in. I want to go fit in the exhaust line that I modified, and it fits. There's just this motor right here. There wasn't clearance for it so I have to make clearance, and basically if I left it how it is, well, it would stick down towards the ground too far and probably get banged on something from the road. So I have to clock it 30 degrees this way, so something's sticking up into the car, which means I have to cut out a cavity into the subframe, or whatever you call it. It's not the main frame. And I'll just kind of explore, prospect my way through the thing and cover the whole hole up with adhesive heat shielding so that the exhaust fumes don't make its way up into the cabin. So that's the plan. It was kind of disappointing, but we'll make it through it. So we did a little prospecting with the zip wheel, the thin metal cutting zip wheel, angle grinder, whatever you want to call it. Got through this, what do you call it? Heat shield, I guess. Heat shield. And under that was a subframe. And I had to do what I had to do. I hate to do it. It looks ugly now, but it'll be covered in that adhesive thermal shielding fabric stuff. So it'll look nice, and it was scary because I wasn't sure about, you know, what's underneath it. Am I going to cut through brake cables? Am I going to cut through whatever? So I kept my cuts shallow. And I just wanted to do one last fit up check before I put it in the insulation, because it's adhesive, sticky insulation cloth, and I didn't want to have to do it twice. So just fit it up, and it actually all fits good. So you can see the motor. There's the motor sticking up there. There's the motor. There's the motor. And there's clearance all the way around. It fits. It was a little annoying to have to check, but it's good to know going forward that it's going to fit. Okay. Alright, I built a home for the exhaust cutoff motor to live in. Edges look pretty good. This is the heat shield. It just bolts on. I'll bolt that back up, and then I made a cavity for the motor, the exhaust cutoff, to live in. So Rebecca is on the other side on the driver's seat, and she's electrical taping the wire that needs to come through onto a bolt. Boom. Yeah, got it. Now I can use little pieces of extra insulation to just airtight this seal. Go. This is the final visit under the car for hooking up the exhaust cutout. There's the motor and its new housing. Black cord going to the switch from the motor. The white cable is the last thing I had to do, and it's going from the negative terminal of the battery, car battery, to the switch as well. And the positive, that's the negative, and then the positive is up there at the switch going to the ignition accessory fuse. So there's the tip. Alright, so the exhaust cutoff is hooked up. Basically just get ready and you just hit it once and it goes to neutral again. So I'm going to turn it on. And then I'm going to turn it off. So now it's just stock, quiet, muffled and resonated. Now it's going to be cut off. Quiet again. Oh yeah, so that's the normal. So it's a lot quieter for parking lots and weddings. Okay, now it's back to normal. Rev it up. Now, alright, next I'm doing the paint job on the brake caliper with that red color, just typical red brake caliper. Preheating the well shook can of spray paint in the sun, so hopefully it'll be warm enough, because I learned that if it's warm, it's good. Tips clean, it's good, and if it's shaking well, it's good. Not that it matters if there's splatter. I'm just trying to get in the good habit of doing it. In this case, it doesn't matter if there's splatter.